Welcome back to Right Answers Mostly, a podcast on what you didn't learn in history class, but you really wanted to. I'm Tess Bellomo.
I'm Claire Donald.
And we're back. And if you're watching us on Spotify or YouTube, we are legal today.
Yeah, we are leaning into the legality of it all.
Legality chic.
Meaning that we're both wearing slacks.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting up pretty straight right now. Yeah. I'm like, wow, I really should sit like this more often.
Yeah, you look like a corporate girly.
Oh,
it'd be like a sexual corporate girly.
Well, right back at you,
I'm wearing
sister.
like a crop top.
No,
but, you know.
exactly.
You got to keep it interesting.
Keep it sexy.
Keep it sexy.
That's what we always say here at RAM.
Exactly. How are you, Claire? What's going on?
Well, a little disclaimer. Usually I make a pot of coffee and I just drink it and I feel fine. But the past 2 days, I feel
queasy.
So this will be fun for this episode. Who knows what's going to happen.
Is it anxiety or is it like motivation?
It's excitement.
It's excitement. Okay, that's great. I mean, I think that is the point of caffeine, right? That you're just like, I can take anything.
Yeah,
and
just like
run with it.
Making you feel alive, and that I do.
I love that.
So that's kind of intense. But besides that, everything's good. Feels like a gorgeous day here in Los Angeles.
It is a gorgeous day.
I am not going to do anything for the next 2 weekends because Mama went out last weekend.
Mama went out.
And I've been paying for it. And I'm not doing anything until Tessa's wedding.
Love, which is just very, we'll say it's right around the corner.
I literally have butterflies thinking about it.
I know, guys. The day is almost here.
The day is almost here. It's the royal wedding. People are going to be waking up. Our London Rammies will be up at 2 a.m.
You know, I'll post some little sneak peeks. I'll post it on Close Friends.
Yes.
Because I'm keeping it pretty private.
Right.
But if you want to look at my wedding stuff, you can sign up for premium for $7.99 a month.
In our show notes. And also, I think we'll have a wedding recap episode.
Yes, we will.
Well, next month, April is always very Tess. So we're going to have a wedding recap episode. And then your birthday's in April. So we'll have a Tess episode.
Why did I not even realize till right now? Oh yeah, it would make sense that I'm getting married in April.
When you said that you guys were getting married in April, I was like, well, yeah.
Engaged in April, married in April, birthday in April. But it just hit me right now. April is now even a more exciting month because I'll get to have our anniversary.
And I was like, yeah, this is really great for me.
He's like, let's speed through the spring. Speed through it, honey.
Yeah, but I'm really grateful that it's spring too. Deeper Wow came out a year ago, last week or something like that.
I know. I forgot to send it to you, but I was thinking of you. I'm thinking of that moment.
Yeah, y'all know what
in your life
Deeper Well did for me. For all of us.
We love Deeper Well.
How are you?
I'm good. It's just that time that we're getting ready for the wedding. Things were really chill for about 10 months of planning, and the past 3 weeks have been whoa.
Yeah.
Because everyone was like, wow, you've been very a chill bride. Everyone keeps saying that to me. And I was like, what does that even mean? And then I understand now why people just get very overwhelmed. You're so excited, but then you're also focusing on these details. And then you just have to be anything could happen. Anything could happen.
Listen to our Session Pop episode.
Please do. But yeah, then you're just, you kind of have to let go. And it's just that is life. And it's okay. Life. And the day is still going to be an amazing day. Also, we're going to have a lot of other amazing days of our lives.
Yes.
It's, you know what I mean?
Totally.
So I feel better. Monday I was a little bit and now I have since exhaled.
I know. I felt so bad because I don't know. We're just constantly talking.
I know.
Codependency at its finest. And that's why it's I had no idea that you were feeling stressed. I was my baby was feeling stressed.
Oh, no,
and I didn't know.
I just had to just go through it a little bit of my own opinion. What is this? What's the root of this?
Yeah.
Figured that out very quickly. And then once I figured out the root of it, I was able just to be I put my phone away, which felt really good. And then just watch Breaking Bad to calm me down, which who thought that would be my journey?
She started Breaking Bad for the first time. I mean, if you're a premium roomie, you already know that.
Don't say anything to me because I don't even know a single thing.
I know. I got a text from Kanal afterwards being you shouldn't have said that. And I was you're so right. I'm so sorry. It's just hard to not share.
And it's exciting. I'm trying not to even go on their Instagrams because I'm I don't want to even see a little sneak. I don't want to see anything.
I'm so excited for your journey.
I am loving it.
It's truly one of the best shows of all time.
Oh my God, it's so good. I just love Jesse so much. She's my favorite character.
What is his last name in the show again?
Jesse Pinkins? Pinkins?
It starts with a P. Pinkman? Something like that. Jesse. It's our boy Jesse.
Jesse. He's such a great actor, and I like his character. He has a good heart.
Everyone is a phenomenal actor in that show. It's crazy.
I know. It's just watching acting at its best.
I agree.
And some people that we might be talking about today.
Oh, the shade, honey.
That was a shady transition.
But we live for that.
But I had to. I had to. I'm sorry.
You know what? Like, some people have gifts in this world that others don't.
Exactly.
And somehow a lot of people still make a career from the gifts that they do not have.
You know, let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
So, guys, we are going to be covering, you know what it is. It's the Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni case. It's been everywhere. We have been following it slightly. I think me more so than Claire.
Yeah, for some reason, I haven't really been following it that much.
You felt kind of angry with it almost, right?
I was just like, I can't take this on. Like, I cannot take this on. I don't care enough about either of these two people.
Yeah.
Thought the movie was trash. Sorry. But we actually have a
Terrible.
lot of history with this movie
Well, we were invited to a special screening of it
that we missed.
that we missed because we were having one extra martini and we were 5 minutes away and we couldn't be let in.
We were in the same building, though.
Yeah. It's so us.
It's so us.
It's yeah. What else is there to say?
But we walked into the theater. We tried to see if there was a seat, and
Yeah.
we walked in on the rooftop scene, which, again, like, we had no idea how big that was going to be. And all I saw was Blake Lively saying, "I'm the girl you take home to mama."
Mama with her lips. Mama.
And I was like, I don't need to see any more of
You're
this.
like, actually, let's go back to the bar.
Yeah,
Or we should have left
literally.
the bar, really.
We really never should have. But yeah, I mean, I kind of know what's going on, but kind of don't.
Yeah,
So I'm
and
excited to be here.
I've been following it, but unlike other things that have, like, remember when, like, the Don't Worry, Darling drama was happening? I was following I could have, without notes, I mean, we pretty much did on Premium.
Yeah.
We covered all of that. And this one I've been, like, here and there. Our friend Hannah, we send each other a lot of TikToks about it all. Hannah, if you're listening, I mean, yeah, I know that you are
course she's
listening
gonna
to
be
this
listening
one.
to this one, yeah.
This episode is dedicated to you.
Oh, Hannah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's start with sources. I'm like, there's so much to talk about.
Let's
It's
go.
almost like, how do you? Let's get into it. So we're keeping it clean today because I almost was like, less is more.
Yeah, of course.
And let's follow one source, or else it starts to get like a little bit swayed, coerced, you could say. And so
Biased.
Biased. That's the word. Hollywood Reporter and some good old Chat GPT.
ChatGPT's been making its way.
It's making its way downtown.
Walking fast, faces past.
And I'm homebound.
ChatGPT is homebound, baby.
It's nice just to be like, what is this?
Yeah.
Help me understand this.
I know.
Give me some numbers. Give me
agree.
some information. Okay. So just a little bit of backstory before we jump into the actual case. Okay. In 2019, Justin courted author Colleen Hoover for the rights to her 2016 book, It Ends With Us. And they have a series of emails together, and he's just like, I really, really connect to this book, and I would like to direct and acquire the rights to it. And I would also like to play the lead, and his name is Riley Kincaid or Kinsad. I don't know how to pronounce his last name in the movie. To play Riley, the abusive neurosurgeon, husband of Lily Bloom, who Blake Lively ends up playing. And Colleen says to him, you are the right person to make this movie on April 11th, 2019.
Wow. So maybe, are we going to get into Justin Baldoni's career?
Yeah.
Okay.
We are.
I'll zip it.
And so Justin Baldoni, I didn't know that he even had a production company called Wayfarer Studios, and he co-founded it with billionaire Steve Sarowitz.
I don't know who Steve is, but like everyone and their dog in Hollywood has a production company now.
Yeah, that's true, I
You
guess.
know?
That's true. So to be completely honest, I had no idea who this man was.
Me either.
And when they announced that Blake and Justin were cast in this, I was like, and I also didn't read the book. I know people had really strong feelings because they play a lot older.
Yeah.
And in the book, they're supposed to be in like their early 20s, so just like a different vibe. But I remember seeing the comments of being like, but wait, I love Justin and he's my king. And oh my God, I can't believe that like he's playing this. So the girlies were excited about Justin.
Okay. Yeah, I also like have never read a Colleen Hoover book either. And I
No.
feel like there's already, when this was announced, I was starting to hear even mixed reviews about Colleen Hoover's books in general.
She's controversial because some people think that she like romanticizes abuse.
Yeah. And some of her writing, I'm just like, girl, what?
Yeah.
But like she is a huge like young adult author.
She is. And
think it's
people
young
connect.
adult?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, people really connect with her. Like,
Yeah.
she is popular, I guess, for a reason, but I also have not read.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
She hasn't read, period.
I have never read a book. God, I'm like, I need to make sure that that's not true for the rest of my life because I need to be reading more.
I have 2 books to give to you and I just haven't. So
Please do.
Yeah.
Please do. Because you know what? I'm into it. I am into it.
No,
But
and
it's
I
just
know
like,
that both of these books, just in case you're wondering, it's Nothing to See Here and Tom Lake. Okay, look it up.
Send to me.
I will.
So in case you've been living under a rock, we'll be talking about Blake Lively first, and then Justin. We're just going to give a little backstory, who these people are, what the hell that they've done. So Blake Lively is an American actress and entrepreneur.
Oh, that
She is an entrepreneur. Betty Buzz?
That she is. Betty Buzz and her hair care line.
Blake Brown Beauty?
Blake Brown Beauty. She's a Virgo, and she'll never let you forget it.
Exactly. She's best known for her role as Serena Vanderwoodson on Gossip Girl from 2007 to 2012.
I have to go.
No, Blair, no. She was born August 25th, 1987 in Tarzana, Los Angeles.
Oh, that's 2 days after. I mean, yeah.
The Virgo energy is strong for her.
Yeah, she is an August Virgo. We can be insufferable. It's good to know these things about yourself, you know?
Of course.
Yeah.
She grew up in a family of actors. Her father, Ernie Lively, is an actor and director. Her mother, Elaine, is a talent scout. So she began acting at a young age. She made her film debut in the 2005 movie, The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
That was her first movie? Wow. And then everyone was like, wow, we've never seen anything hotter.
Well, I loved her in that. And everyone wanted to be, what's her name in that?
I've only seen that movie like twice, really.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw it when I was younger, and then I saw it when I was going to Greece, of course.
Oh, of course. You have to.
Yeah.
The lore. Oh my God, I'm completely forgetting. But she's hot. She's, has gorgeous hair. Athletic. She's flirty. And so that role earned her some recognition. She continued, so then she got Gossip Girl, and then everyone's like, we're obsessed with you. She also was in movies such as The Town.
Okay, great movie, though.
The Town is actually really good, but she takes me out of it,
Yeah.
I have to say.
Yeah.
I mean, she's beautiful. She is gorgeous, and I will say that.
Yeah, and we love that.
So I like watching her, like when she was in that movie The Shallows with the shark.
I never seen that, but people love that movie.
I just was like, I'm just going to put this drink down and just enjoy this because her body was crazy.
You know what movie I never saw that she was in, but her premiere dress to me sticks out in my mind. It's that one, like, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it, but the premiere dress was the black and white, like, stripes kind of thing. It almost looks like a Barbie dress.
Oh.
It almost goes into, like, a mermaid thing.
Is that not Age of Adeline?
No. But
Avengers? Or not Avengers?
No, it's I don't know. I'm not giving any good descriptors.
Green Lantern.
No. But we are saying her. You don't even have to IMDb it now because we're just saying all of her movies.
Savages she was in.
Maybe it's Savages.
Was it Savages?
I think it was Savages.
She kind of had a moment of everyone's like, let's have her play like the town slut that's addicted to heroin, like Blake Lively.
Which I will say, there are some actors that like just can transform, like a Cate Blanchett, a Jessica Chastain, even.
Oh my God.
Like
and Amy Adams.
Meryl Streep, Amy Adams. And then there are some that cannot, and that is not a bad thing because they can play the character that they play. Like she plays Serena. She is Serena.
Exactly. And she did, and there was a reason why she got famous and popular from playing Serena. So Blake is married to actor Ryan Reynolds. The couple has 4 children together. They're just popping them out, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And they're all Taylor Swift songs.
Inez, Betty,
not Blake, James.
James, and
we don't. It's a boy.
Unknown.
But no, they know it now.
Oh, they
I think,
do?
but it's not a Taylor song, so we can't recall.
Could be soon.
Reputation vault track. Even though the baby wasn't even born.
Iconic.
All great names, by the way. They named their kids very well.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. Her net worth is estimated to be, just by herself, around $30 million. Take it with a grain of salt, as we always say, because this is just from the internet.
Yeah, I'm surprised that's not more.
But Ryan Reynolds is around $450 million.
That's crazy. But he does things like Mint Mobile.
He gets every campaign. He's in all of the superhero movies. Like, this man is rich as hell.
Ugh.
So Justin Baldoni is an American actor, director, and producer. He's best known for his role as Rafael Solano on the hit TV series Jane the Virgin, which ran from 2014 to 2019. He was born on January 24th, 1984 in Los Angeles. In addition to his acting career, Baldoni made a name for himself as a filmmaker and advocate. Beyond his work in entertainment, he is passionate about social causes, particularly around topics like masculinity and mental health.
Interessant.
He created the podcast Man Enough, which explores conversations about what it means to be a man in today's world. And he often speaks about breaking down traditional gender norms.
You're just going to crack me up this episode, Tess. I'm going to say it.
Say it.
When you're talking about it so much, it's weird. Sorry, you came here to hear our opinions, and this is what it is.
Yeah, we're going to be very open this episode because I know that it's a sensitive topic because it's about sexual harassment. But I think it's such an interesting conversation, and I think we should just really explain how we feel
I
and
agree.
like we'd be talking just with each other.
I agree.
Obviously with sensitivity. However, it is giving the call is coming from inside the house.
Call is coming from inside the house, Tess.
We love a feminist king.
Of course.
We love.
But just be about it.
Just be about it and don't create your whole identity around it and then not put it into action, I guess.
And there it is.
So, his net worth is estimated to be around 2 to 3 million. I just thought that was interesting. Okay.
I'm just like dying today. Oh my God, you're cracking me up,
The,
sister.
the energy is going to be chaotic.
I love it.
Okay, so
Well, also in this town, good luck making it.
Jesus, literally, like that's good for you. You know, did you ever watch Jane the Virgin?
Just for a few episodes. I actually auditioned for Jane the Virgin one
you?
time. For Haley, what's her name? Haley Lou Richardson or Haley Joe Richardson.
Oh.
Ended up getting it. Her boyfriend played the main part. But I walked out of that audition being like, I booked that role.
Damn, it was always those auditions that you didn't get, and it's the ones that you were like, that sucked. That they were like, you're in.
Yeah, I never got those either. But hey, you know.
I only, but for like 2 music videos, and that's like really all I booked in LA ever.
Yeah,
So
same.
Okay, so immediately when this movie came out, things were not favorable to Blake Lively.
Yeah.
She was sort of dismissing the overall message of the film. We were seeing a lot of clips of her saying, grab your friends, grab your florals, and come see this movie about domestic violence.
Well, to be fair, also, for our invite to the screening of the event, it was packaged as come explore the flower shop before. And then, like, it was very, whimsy.
Very whimsy.
I didn't really know what the movie was about.
Same.
Yeah.
It took me, well, I mean, I did watch the trailer. I think I assumed it was about a toxic relationship. I was like, oh, maybe, I didn't know that it was literally about domestic violence and the cycle of domestic violence. And Blake also uses this time to promote her hairline, Blake Brown Beauty. And you're just a little bit like, oof. And I felt like mixed about it because I was like, men do this shit all the time.
Yeah.
Like Ryan Reynolds would have done this and been like, Mint Mobile is telling you to, you know. And so I felt a little like, I don't like it, but I'm also not like she's a terrible person for doing it. But then I started seeing all like the interviews and then I was deeply offended.
Well, same. And it's like with anything when you're critiquing a woman in general, like not just in Hollywood, you always have to stop and be like, do I feel this way? Or is that because I live in a patriarchal society that I feel this way? But then some things are just like, no, I just feel this way.
Exactly. And she was being even beyond rude, like disrespectful to survivors out there because in the interviews, they were asking her, what would you say to a woman that like cannot leave a relationship like this? And she was like, oh, I would say you should wait. Do they want my number? Do they want my social security number?
That was so bizarre. I feel like everyone was like, that not only is it disrespectful, it has nothing to do with the question.
It was just so like insane to me.
And her castmates did look uncomfortable.
Well, of course, because like there's so many other ways to answer that.
Yeah.
Even if that makes you feel uncomfortable of like, if Blake's like, I'm not the one to say, or
Yes.
like, I actually don't know how to speak to that because I've never been involved in that, then say that even.
Yes. Or also, if you're going on this press tour, they should already have organizations that they're working with that they could be able to provide information for.
Yes, say I am just an actress
Yeah.
who played this character. If you'd like more information on how to get help, go here.
Yes.
So it was not good. And the first thing I noticed was at the premiere, Justin is not there with the rest of the cast.
That's
they
crazy.
have 2 completely different red carpets. And I was like, and then I go to all of their Instagrams. They post behind the scenes of the whole movie. No one posts a photo of Justin.
And I think that's when people started to be like, oh,
Exactly.
right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I mean, I was like, you know, and we're going to go through the timeline of it happening in real time, not how we experienced it.
Okay.
But, you know, I just think, so then when we heard, obviously, that Blake filed against Justin for sexual harassment, you know, what did the internet, was the internet kind to her?
No, the craziest thing that I saw on the internet was, well, this is coming from the woman that had her wedding at a plantation. And I was like, the math is not mathing here on how you're just like, so she can't ever be a victim of sexual assault because she made a horrible mistake at some point in her life? What are you talking about?
And this is where it's a tale as old as time, isn't it, Claire? Yeah. People hate when women come forward. And I encourage everyone, whether you hate Blake or whether you don't stand for the things that she has done, to separate that you cannot like a person and appreciate their actions First, that does not mean that that woman or person deserves to be sexually assaulted or harassed.
And also, like, you can be like, I really don't like this person at all without saying, like, and then still be like, but this is what she said her experience was. So, of course, I'm going to believe a victim in that.
Of course. And like, I believe women. I feel very strongly about it. And I think just when all of this started coming out, I just felt like pretty disgusted by people. I had posted a TikTok being like, you can separate the two,
Yeah.
you cannot like someone. And the comments from women were very, very upsetting. And it's just like, I don't know how we'll ever really change it in this society and world. But like, you know, it's just, it's really sad. And like, on a smaller scale, like I've talked about this a little bit, I left a job for sexual harassment. The comments and responses that like I got from even like friends and like coworkers who I thought I was close with, disgusting. Like, did you see like that, you know, what she was wearing? Well, look at her personality. She's always wanting like attention, all of that stuff. And I cannot imagine being a celebrity. And even with her privilege and power, it is not easy to come forward because you know that the world is going to fucking hate you. And so just like remember that,
I'm
you know,
so sorry that you had to go through that experience.
it's just like, I don't even know how people like do it because I was really scared and it was right before Me Too. And so I didn't have like the tools, you know, to be able to be like, oh, wait, this is actually really bad. And like I hired a lawyer and we had like a consultation and she was like, you don't have enough evidence. And I was like, I have texts from him saying disgusting things. And she was like, it's not enough.
That's crazy. It's also like, I have my experience that I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
What more could you need?
I know. And so I just think with like all of this of like people, you know, obviously evidence has come out of like, we'll look at, you know, the behind the scenes and what they're saying. And sometimes I just have a hard time when I just see people being like, oh, please, that's not enough. Because it's like, it's her experience. And obviously a court is going to decide in the judicial system what they think. But for me, I just always believe a woman's experience if she's doing this.
Right. And also, if you feel a certain way about it, you don't have to comment that on an Instagram. Like, just zip it.
And also, like, just take a moment to look at some internalized misogyny. Yeah. And so I think that is why this is like such an interesting thing to talk about because it's kind of like complicated for a number of reasons. One, like we just said, people don't like when women come forward, especially not like a privileged, white, straight, like beautiful woman who has privilege in every way. People are like, you're rich and shut up.
Yeah, it's like, this couldn't happen to you, which is like so fucked up on so many scales.
Exactly. But we just like, we do see that a lot in Hollywood. And then Justin is very beloved and he's like this sweet guy that like advocates for men being feminists. And so then it's like, interesting. And then it's Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds who like both aren't liked, but they're really, really powerful. And so it's like there's so many different components to it.
God, it is. We're not anywhere near an end. I mean, the trial hasn't even started yet. But
it's
like,
going to just go on and on and on.
My God.
So that's why we wanted to dive in because it is just it's an interesting conversation. Okay, so now let's go through the timeline of when this all started, what happened, and when we first heard little hints of conflict, Claire.
Ugh.
So, point number 1, quote, I happen to have a few dragons is what we're going to call this chapter.
That,
I know.
The ick is ickening.
The ick is ickening, and we can say that too,
Yeah,
you know?
that
Like,
was
we understand that.
one of the cringiest things. I mean, it's just really tough that has to be out in public for all of our eyes. And we'll get to it if you don't know what we're talking about.
It's humiliating, like truly. So, after years of development, and this is April 2023, Sony boards decide and agree to distribute and co-finance, okay, Sony, while everyone gets cast and Lively is cast as Lily, and she and Justin work on building rapport ahead of filming via long text messages and conversations. However, creative tensions build early on. And like, can you just imagine, like, if you don't vibe with someone, how much it must suck?
Well, it's also one thing if you're just co-stars, but like clearly it's like the power thing is in play, and that makes it so much worse because people don't like their co-stars all the time.
But they're like producing it together.
The fact that they're producing it together.
And he's directing. Yeah. And she probably wanted, you know, I think like she's a powerful force too. And I think like everyone that has worked with her has said she's very creative and has a lot of ideas. Like, what's his face on A Simple Favor? Who directs that?
I don't know. I've never seen that.
It's kind of a vibe.
Yeah, I've heard
It's
that.
fun.
People love that one. Her little cufflinks.
Yes, it's like silly, but it's fun.
Yeah.
That director, and oh my God, I'm forgetting his name, was like, she is like a creative force. Like she's good at what she does. And so, yeah, she's getting some power struggles. According to Justin's complaint, Blake suggests script changes for a rooftop scene at the beginning of the film and invites Justin to her New York City apartment on April 12th, 2023 to discuss. Justin is surprised to encounter Blake's husband, Ryan Reynolds, and friend, Taylor Swift, with the two megastars praising the actress's version of the scene. Justin feels pressured to accept the changes, according to the lawsuit, and texts Blake afterwards that he didn't need the duo to weigh in, as he likes to take on the scene himself. So this is a little exchange of a text message that we see early.
Oh, are we reading?
And we're going to read it.
Which honestly, on this like instance would be on Justin's side too, of being like, that was inappropriate.
It's it's manipulative.
Yes.
And he's like, I'm fucking directing. And then you bring Taylor Swift in to be like, I see this differently. It's not fair.
It's like, what are you even doing here?
Like, you're not like, well, I guess she is a director, but like, come on.
But for real. And also, like, you can direct on your own and not direct my film.
Everyone deserves to have their thing without people. I actually really hate that in life.
Me too. But can't you see it perfectly? Can't you just see it perfectly?
Oh, I see it so perfectly. And so he is very much like, right now, I feel for him. He's like kind of the underdog.
Yeah.
So this is, I'm going to be playing Justin. Claire will be playing Blake. And this is a little excerpt of their text message. Great. Also was working on rooftop scene today. I really love what you did. It really does help a lot. It makes it so much more fun and interesting. And I would have felt that way without Ryan and Taylor. Winky face. You really are a talent across the board. Really excited and grateful to do this together.
That's very appreciated. It means a lot. I'm deeply inspired by the film we're going to make outside of the success of this book. We have such an opportunity to not only surprise people who love the book, but reach an even bigger audience by making an undeniably dynamic and also commercial film. The moment that excited me the most the other day was when you said you're not funny. You are going to kill that rooftop scene. You know it. You know it, I'm sure. Even though it was said in a playfully self-deprecation that we all participate in, it made me think of the process as a whole. Please know that I trust that on the day you've got me. And I hope that you trust that I've got you if you want it. We're in this together. And we're two of the most determined people I know. And we also have very high bars set for ourselves. To collaborate with that type of partner is a gift that neither of us will squander because we both care too much about the results and also the experience. I have no motives except for you to win. As a director, as an actor, as a studio, as a writer, if you win, I win. If you win, our movie wins. We are aligned. And I will bring everything I have to this.
Great read, Claire.
I have to go.
I have to go now. That was a great read.
That's like,
That's a crazy text message.
I mean, it's so pick me theater kid where it's like, just go and masturbate already.
We've all sent this. We've probably sent this text to each other about one of our short films.
Not marital bliss. If you win, Tess, I win. I've got your back on this. And there is like, especially as actors, it is like a vulnerable thing, and it's a high, and then you should like go and say like, I've got your back. I mean, we've said this to each other so many times. We've been creating together, but it's so they're both such cringy people anyways. They're like, eh.
It's just like hard to take seriously. And so like, you're just seeing
also his winky face emoji of being like, Taylor and Ryan didn't have to be there.
No, exactly.
It's very passive aggressive.
Wait, I thought this one also had the dragon thing in it.
No, not that one.
Oh, maybe I forgot to put that one in. So then she also references, if you guys are Game of Thrones, I did not watch Game of Thrones, but she references...
she says that she's Khaleesi and that she has her dragons. And her dragons being Taylor and Ryan and probably like, I don't know, all the money that they have behind them.
Yeah, it feels like...
Losery.
It feels just like I'm going to put you in your place.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, and like even that text comes off as like a little bit inauthentic. And like it is an intense experience like working on a movie like this, I'm sure. And like you do kind of have to like use this language, but so the weird part about it though, so they go back and forth. And this is at I believe 2 a.m. And all of these
that is odd.
All these texts are public if you want to go through them. I like lost lost my will
Yeah.
at a certain point because I was just like, oh my God, you guys, like, please, like, have sex with each other already.
Oh, is it like very like tension?
It's, well,
I feel like I've heard that.
Some people believe that there was tension and Ryan saw it and then was like, let's sue him. So that is a theory. And then, you know, people are like, this is at 2 a.m. So this is gross. So they go back and forth. Then Justin sends her a 6-minute plus voice note at 2 a.m. to apologize for anything he did to upset her. And I've listened to it. And it's very just like, hey, like, oh, Blake, I am deeply sorry if I did anything to make you feel a certain way. And he doesn't say what it is, but he keeps apologizing. And then he says, you probably have kids all over you and a baby on your boob. So, God, you're listening to me ramble at 2 a.m.
He says that?
Do not say that to your coworker.
Also, don't say that to anyone. That's so weird. I wouldn't even text that to you. Be like, you probably have a kid on your boob.
That's a disgusting thing to say, and it's inappropriate.
It's weird.
It's weird.
Don't be talking about my boobs unless I
also,
ask.
Also, don't be sending a voice note at 2 a.m. to your coworker.
Yeah.
It's all just a little like...
I think a lot of people are like, well, maybe it was a night shoot and like all that kind of stuff.
Totally. And I think it was...
I honestly could see it if it were a night shoot. Like, you're just not on normal hours, and to be like, hey, I just got off work, I'm going to send this message.
No, exactly.
But the
do
voice
not
memo itself,
mention anyone's breasts.
it's also just like, ugh.
Just don't do it. Okay, so then May 15th to June 8th, 2023, we have allegations of improvised physical intimacy. Okay, so cameras start to roll on It Ends With Us on May 15th, 2023, amid the strike. I forgot that there was a strike.
The writer's strike.
On May 16th, 2023, Blake...
Or it might have been SAG strike. No, it was writer's strike.
It was writer's strike, yeah. Blake experiences what she describes as her first instance of sexual harassment on the set when Wayfarer, that's the production company, CEO James Heath arrives unannounced at Miss Lively's hair and makeup trailer while she was topless and having body makeup removed by makeup artists, according to the lawsuit. Justin claims in the suit that Blake was not topless, and any suggestion that Heath stared at her inappropriately is not only blatantly false. So she says that, you know, she's breastfeeding during like most of this movie.
Yeah.
And so she's saying that the CEO just comes in and kind of like stares at her for too long.
Even just him coming in, like on a movie set, if that were to happen, if anyone were to walk in, if that was a PA, they would be like, you're never working in this town again. Like, that kind of shit cannot happen.
No, I know. And speaking of body stuff, another thing that wasn't mentioned in the Hollywood Reporter article that is in the lawsuit is that Blake says that Justin commented on her body a lot during filming, being like, mentioning that she had extra baby weight on her and to be like, you're too heavy for me to pick you up because, you know, like you got that, like, and kind of phrasing it in the way of like, you're a new mom. Like, of course you're going to be like heavy right now. But she said that she was like, he constantly talked about my weight.
I did see something that he asked her weight, and it's also just like, what? Where he was like, I'm going to be working out, so I need to know like how much to lift.
That's a crazy thing. What difference does what, like, you know what I mean?
She's a tall woman too, right?
Yeah,
honey, we know it.
Honey, we know. We know it's scary when they pick you up.
Yeah,
but you probably just shouldn't ask that. And also, you can probably take a guess. You know, if you really need an exact number to go lift weights to prepare to lift a woman.
It's so
give or take.
Yeah.
Like,
give me a break.
Like, truly. In another instance, Blake alleges that during filming, Justin improvised physical intimacy, such as a slow dance sequence where Mr. Baldoni was caressing Miss Lively with his mouth in a way that had nothing to do with their roles and that they had not practiced or discussed. In January 2025, Baldoni's attorney, Brian Friedman, leaks the behind-the-scene footage of what they are talking about, which they say disproves Blake's allegations. Did you watch those?
I did. It just, to me, it didn't, I'm saying my experience. When I watched this, it didn't look like he was crossing a bound in a way of like actors, and this is why they have intimacy coordinators on set now, which I'm curious if they had an intimacy coordinator on the set. Because intimacy coordinators like really just are there to make sure everyone feels comfortable and to plan everything out. But to me, it just looked like they were a couple improvising. She looked physically uncomfortable though.
So I agree that it's like kind of blurry when it's like, go and see what happens between these characters that are falling in love in that scene is like a montage of when they're starting to fall for each other.
That's when he was like, "You smell good," and she's like, "I smell like a spray tan." I was like,
Like
God,
relatable queen in that moment. Relatable queen.
I was
God.
like, I've never felt so more connected to you in my life.
Truly. But then I was also thinking, like, if that were me in a scene and it was like, okay, guys, just talk to each other. And then my co-star puts his lips like on my neck.
Yeah.
I'd be like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's like nothing that we talked about and like maybe crosses a boundary or
Yeah.
like feels a little bit more intimate. She asked for an intimacy coordinator after this.
Oh,
So they started filming and then she asked, which they're going to use in the court to be like, see, she like needed extra support. Why would she ask for that if this wasn't like not, going well?
I feel like intimacy coordinators were before our time. Did you ever work with one?
No.
I never have either.
No.
I really could have used one time.
I know. You poor thing.
I know.
Like
It's just
literally, it's disgusting.
I'm glad that they have it if people want it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's actually like, it's crazy that people have been doing such intense sex scenes and women have not really had support on set.
It's crazy.
I know. Okay. So then June 15th, 2023, production halts. Okay. Because the strike is just ongoing. So they're like, we got to take a break. That's all that happens. And then, so it halts for a while, actually. So then Blake and Justin and the Wayfarer execs and Sony all were like, we got to have a hands-on meeting before we start shooting again. Okay. So Blake calls for this.
Oh, she does.
She calls for this. She's also like, I want the producer, Alex Sachs, there. Another producer, Todd Black, Sony exec, Ange Gianetti, and my husband in attendance.
Oh my God. Let's talk about the husband.
Let's talk about the husband. Well, so I didn't know this until about 2 years ago, I'd say, that I realized he is very disliked in Hollywood.
Well, I think for a time, and we see this so much with celebrities, everyone's like, I'm obsessed with him. I'm obsessed how they talk with each other. He's so funny. And then there is too much.
There is too much that you're like, what are you hiding?
Yeah, but he's disliked in Hollywood.
In Hollywood, people are like, he's kind of an asshole. He's like, he knows he's at the top, and it's very obvious. And I think she's also kind of like that too.
I think so too.
So Blake and Justin later present very different portrayals of this meeting. Blake's suit says that the parties discussed a list of 20 examples of the behaviors that gave rise to the productions for return to production, which is a document that, like, if we get back to work, these are things that need to change, I think. And that neither Justin nor his Wayfarer, whatever, CEO denied. And her suit also states that the men agreed such behaviors would no longer take place. So she's saying, I came in being like, this is making me uncomfortable. This isn't great if I go back. And they're saying that that didn't happen. And she's like, they agreed to it.
That gives me the chills. Like, how uncomfortable to like have to work with this person if you've already had this conversation.
Oh my God, it's also just like in these cases, they're saying opposite stories.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what's so hard that like, she's like, this happened. And they're like, no, it didn't. And vice versa. It's just like, oh my God.
And do you think like the Sony execs are so like, we can't even choose a side?
I think they have to. Well, they've come out to in support of Blake.
Really?
Right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. Well, because, I mean, we'll talk about this too. Like, when all this happened, WME drops him immediately.
Oh, were they both repped by WME?
And his podcast host says, I'm not going to do this anymore. Like, so I want to say that. So, and I think I want to say Sony put out a statement being like, we understand what Blake is saying and we support her.
Oh my God.
And I think she and Ryan, rumor on the street is that they went into WME and they're like, it's him or me.
I believe that. I believe that.
I believe that too. So, Justin in his suit claims that Ryan Reynolds berated him during this meeting and that Blake's suit misleadingly suggests that the parties agreed to a list of 30 items during this meeting. Many of the items listed in her complaint were entirely new, baseless, or they just never even existed or they were discussed. So, they're just like, nope.
I believe that Ryan Reynolds berated him.
I do too. But if she was uncomfortable and she's like, I'm miserable, I do believe that she probably was like, these things need to change.
Yeah, same.
So I really do believe that. Okay, so then we have the issue of the lively cut versus the Baldoni cut. So this is February to May 2024.
I also just want to say real quick too, because I know a lot of people have been like, well, why didn't she quit or whatever? And it's like, it's really not that simple when you're this tied up into contracts. There's so much money on the line.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not easy just to be like, she she signed a legal contract.
Exactly.
And she's also producing this film.
Exactly.
And
she's probably like...
She probably was already like paid for it, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know how all of that works, but she probably also was like, I've been uncomfortable. I am able to walk past this if I can take this into my own hands now.
Also, she probably really wanted to play this role. And
Yeah,
she
definitely.
was like, I want to be in this movie. And it sucks that I'm having to be harassed during it, but I've always loved this book.
Yeah.
And I love this character and I don't want to leave. And I think like it's unfair that public perception is always like, well, the woman should just go. And sometimes, you know what? Sometimes you're like, I'm going to fucking put up with it
Yeah.
because I want to get this job done.
Yeah.
And you'll be hearing from me later.
Exactly. Why is like the woman like have to take the consequences of the bad behavior?
Exactly. And it's just sometimes just more complicated. Also, sometimes you don't even realize this is going on until you wake up at the end of shoot and then you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I felt extremely uncomfortable. So like, stop saying that, people. Stop saying that. So we have the cut duels. There are dueling narratives on what happens during post-production.
We'll fix it in post.
Fix it in post. So Justin alleges that Blake demanded access to the editing room, which you guys, if you don't know, that's kind of a no-no.
No, it's like it's the director and like probably the executive producers at some points and like studio heads, but like I don't know if Blake was a director or executive producer, but he was a director though. Like it's the director's baby. The director gets to be the one who makes the final cut.
Yes, and like producers like definitely have opinions. They come and be like, this is going to probably do better with an audience.
Yeah, and studios will be like, we need to make it shorter and all of that stuff.
Exactly, but I think she probably crosses a line.
Yeah, the lead actor does not just get to sit in.
Yeah. So Justin, says that she wants in on the editing room, ultimately working on her own cut of If This Ends With Us. After threatening, he says she threatens, I will not promote the movie unless my version is the final version. Taylor's version, you could say.
Oh my God. I believe that.
I believe it too. Faced with Lively's escalating threats ranging from potentially delaying the film's release to outright refusing to promote it, Wayfarer once again reluctantly conceded to her demands, allowing her to continue editing with her personal editor. She's like, bring in like Taylor.
Yes.
She's like, Taylor can edit this. She's like really good with like iMovie.
I can see it. Also, like, God probably would have done Blake a favor to not promote this movie. You know what I mean?
I know. To never have even done this.
God, I would be so pissed if someone did this to me if I were Justin. I'm sorry, I would.
I would too. And like, it's just like, it's crossing a professional line. And I do actually am curious if she was executive or just a producer.
She probably was executive producer. I can't imagine her just being like a producer.
I know. Yeah. She's like all in.
But like, think about the fact that like Justin emailed Colleen Hoover for like all of this years ago. And now this
just kind of taking over. And that is a triggering thing when someone just swoops in and they're more like famous and rich.
They have more power.
And they have more power. And then you're like, but I really like did want to make this movie with my vision. And even interestingly, like you guys may have seen this on TikTok, the posters were very different of Justin's cut and what ended up in Blake Lively's cut.
What was Justin's cut?
It's a black and white of her looking like pretty disheveled. It looks like a film photo. It's a completely different vibe.
Oh, wow.
And he's over her and she's like kind of closing her eyes. I'll post it on the carousel.
Oh my God.
It's like, you're like, oh, this is a drama. And then with Blake's, you're like, this feels almost like a young adult, like CW show.
Or like it's a rom-com.
Exactly.
In a way. It's like flowers and it's like, she's smiling, isn't she?
Mm-hmm. And she's like,
I hope you guys are watching on Spotify or YouTube.
So, yeah, it's not great. And like, that really was Justin's like vision for the movie was like, we need to support this with, like when we do press, we need to have causes that we're talking about and, you know, all of that stuff. And I don't think, you know, who knows what happened with Blake not really being prepared with that. That will always be a mystery to me.
But it did not. Yeah. Did not happen.
It did. So they're like, just let her fucking edit it. Like, Ryan's going to come in here and like yell at us again. Like, we're scared of them.
Also, be so annoying. I cannot deal with
like, hey guys, Ryan Reynolds here.
That was so good, Tess. I think this whole time I'm just like, more.
So Blake maintains that Justin's claims that she bullied her way into the editing room are completely false. She was like, I never did that. What is undisputed is that Blake works with her own editors, including a veteran of Deadpool and Wolverine, who, you know, Ryan is connected to, on a cut that Sony ultimately allows her to take to book Bonanza. What's that mean?
Book Bonanza.
To book Bonanza. They like her cut better.
Question. Is Deadpool and Wolverine a Sony film?
Are those Marvel?
Yeah, but that could be.
No, I know. I'm like, what does Marvel?
I don't know. I have no idea. Because that could be.
It's probably all connected. I think
Yeah.
this is all business.
Yeah.
That they're like.
We're talking business.
Yeah. And God, I mean, the money in those movies are crazy. Those like fund the economy for like a summer.
So I don't think I've seen one Marvel movie all the way through. Sorry.
No, I mean, don't they make close to $1 billion?
Yeah. Crazy.
Crazy. So her suit states the Sony cut is the film that was chosen to be released in theaters, and she led the Sony cut with their support, with working in very close collaboration with Sony execs being like, yeah, we actually like this better. And Colleen Hoover was like, I like this one so much better. So she's kind of like, sorry, I had the better version. Everyone likes me more than you.
Wow. No, but for real, she just became the director. Like, it didn't even really matter what he did on set.
I know.
She's just going to take it and chop it up her way.
Also, it's funny have you watched behind the scenes of them when they're filming?
No.
She takes control in a way that I could see a director being like, oh, so I'm not directing you at all. Like, there's a scene where she is moving.
She is such a Virgo.
She's
God.
moving his hands of how to kiss her. Like, he kisses her and she goes like this. She goes, like, no. And then she like lifts him and she's like, and you can like tell that she's like, you need to do it like this. Like, that would be like really effective in the scene. So she's like directing him too.
Who decided wardrobe?
That really should be what the lawsuit should be about.
Talk about the real crime. No, that might
Well,
be offensive.
she did.
Wow.
All of those were
That was
her
a crime of fashion.
Those were her choices. She borrowed a lot of things from her friends, Taylor Swift and Gigi Hadid, for the movie.
I could tell. Sorry.
Also, who decided her hair?
It was the party scene was so with her fishnets up to like it was crazy. It was crazy.
It was insulting because she is such a gorgeous woman. Why ruin it with that wardrobe?
It was,
and that hair color was so bad on her too.
Was it a wig?
I think so.
The wig was not wigging.
Wig work is not good in Hollywood, and
No,
it never
it's
has
really
been.
not.
And it's so crazy with the money.
What is that? Because like
know.
everyone is wearing wigs these days.
I don't know, and you can just tell immediately. Nicole Kidman's wigs are
Oh,
bad.
Nicole Kidman's wigs.
Reese Witherspoon's wigs were so bad in the morning show. I like couldn't watch the show anymore because I was like, why, Apple? You have all the money.
Yes.
In
what
the
are we
world.
doing?
I don't know. So she's like, everyone likes me. It sucks to be you. And he's like, it does suck, actually. So then the premiere happens, and which we talked about. So
is the premiere where she wears Britney's dress?
the premiere is where she wears Britney's iconic dress from none other than Tab Vintage.
Oh my God, it was from Tab Vintage?
It was from Tab Vintage.
That's where you say it.
That's where I got my welcome party look and my after party look. And I just said, you know what? Money is
Doesn't
fake.
exist.
And I looked at Claire and she said, do it. And I said, okay.
My baby gets what my baby wants.
And I said, we'll talk about this later.
Oh my God, that dress, she looked incredible. That's one of her best looks of all
It's
time.
the best looks of all time.
I'm not a big fan of Blake Lively's fashion, I gotta say. I think it's very 2012.
It's also chaotic sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
less is more.
Yes, it's like, honey, take off a few accessories.
She, like, prides herself in that she's never hired a stylist. And I do believe that.
I believe that as well, Tess.
And I appreciate some of the creative risks that she has taken in
Yeah.
her fashion. And then sometimes it's like, go night-night.
It's time to go night-night.
Yeah, time to go night. But that look was like, her hair was so good.
Everything was perfection.
Everything was perfection. She did look so beautiful. And so that's where it's in New York. And that's where everyone's like, why isn't Justin taking photos with the rest of the cast? According to his suit and supporting documents, he and Wayfarer were asked to throw a separate party and were kept from interacting with Blake and the rest of the team. Justin called it a humiliating culmination of his work on the project throughout the years.
I mean, that has to be true because why, as a director of your film, why would you not want to be, and you're this star, you would, like, of course you want to be standing with your cast and the author of the book. Like, he did not choose not to take pictures.
Exactly. And so he's doing press at this time. All the rest of the cast is doing, like, they're doing cast, Pop Sugar is like, all of you guys talk about your favorite,
Flower.
So they're all together doing all of these things. They're on this press tour, and he also is, but he is completely by himself. And I just remember being like, what the hell? And he is saying very kind things about Blake the whole time. He's doing like that, she is a force. He keeps going. She is a force to be reckoned with, and I respect any woman that is so determined and creative. And when she's being asked about him, and the rest of the cast, they're like completely disregard it, and they're like, yeah, we had such a fun time and just loved being together during this, and like they're completely leaving him out of any response.
You know what's another crime? We haven't even got to talk about the other hot man in this movie.
This poor man, really, like, I would be so pissed if I were him. I was like, I'm going to be a heartthrob.
But I also think he probably was like, I want to wash my hands of this movie. He seems like he's not into the drama at all.
Yes, he says he put out a statement.
What's his name? We're talking about her, like, childhood love.
Yes, Paige Sorbo, like, loves him. She's like, that's who I want to date.
Oh, really?
But he's married.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I did ask about that because there are people that I thought we might have mutual friends immediately after I saw it. I mean, hubba. I'm just a woman.
He's a cute man.
Yeah. You say that again.
I mean, so much cuter than... I'm sorry, but I am not attracted in the least to Justin Baldoni. And I know it's controversial. Like, women think he's so hot. I was revolted, honestly. And his character's also despicable.
Yeah, I share your sentiment.
I just was like, what?
Him? I agree.
He's not for me.
Neither.
If he's for you, everyone has beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
There's a pot for every lid.
Exactly. But I was just like, oh. And what else was I going to say about that man? Oh, the hot man put out a statement being like, everyone needs to stop bullying Blake online.
Oh, wow.
And I support her. And I was on this, like, I agree with everything she's saying. I was on set. I am going to stand by her through this whole thing.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, wow.
As well as, now I'm kind of skipping ahead, but just because we're talking about it, as well as Jenny Slate.
Yeah.
And Isabella Ferrer, who plays her younger version, both also said they stand by Blake and that they felt uncomfortable at times during filming as well. And that they're going to testify in court about it.
Oh my God. Like, guys, this is just the beginning, really.
Just the beginning. I know. Do you think that they'll have a jury or just a judge? And why? What difference does that make?
Like,
call
there's
your
just
mom.
like,
Put her on
like literally, I'm like, do you want me to?
Yeah. Did we do this to Sydney before?
Yes.
What was it about?
Hi, we're recording.
Oh, what are you recording?
Justin and Blake episode, but we have a legal question.
Hi, Sydney.
Oh, yeah.
We thought,
I'm not a liar.
but you know so much.
Yeah, you know so much. You're a court reporter, so same thing, right? Okay, so our question is for the for the Blake and Justin case. We don't know if they're going to have jurors or not. Like, why would you have a juror or not have a juror?
Well, if you don't have a juror, then the judge decides, it only goes to the judge. It's called a bench trial. But you may feel like you would have better luck with 12 people of your peers than the judge hearing it.
So do they get to decide?
They do. Yeah, they decide whether they want a bench trial or a jury trial.
Oh, so the two, so Blake and Justin decide.
Yeah, Blake and Justin decide. The defendant and the...
I think so. I don't know if they talk. I think the attorneys talk and decide. I don't know. I've just seen where they have said that that's what they wanted, and so I'm assuming that they just.
Oh God, we might have lost her.
Did we lose her? Just like, thank you for your service.
Oh, it says connection is unstable. Okay, Mom. I'll call you later. I love you.
Just hangs up.
She's like, I've had enough of you, you beast.
Okay,
That was Cindy Donald, everyone.
Oh, we love her so much. She is our angel.
She's our
and she does
legal
know so
counsel.
much. Okay, so they might think it's more favorable. Have you seen that movie with, speaking of jurors, with John Cusack, Runaway Juror?
No.
In the 90s?
No.
With Rachel Weisz?
No.
Oh my God. I watched it the other night with Kunal, and it's so good. It's about someone that's trying to rig the jurors.
Oh my
And he's on the
God.
inside, and then he's like, it's so good. I
need to watch.
I love court movies like that.
Me too.
Oh, you would love it.
Okay, I'll watch.
Okay.
What do you think that they would decide? I feel like Blake would want jurors.
But God, she's like, I'm so hated, and everyone hates women.
That's true, but she does also want to perform.
Yeah, oh, fuck. I'm like, what would I want in this?
I don't know. I feel like at this point, personally I would want just a judge to be like, I don't need.
Yeah, because also what probably doesn't work in her favor is that there's so much stuff that's come out, like with like cases like this now for like high profile people,
I would have
Everyone's
actually
right?
been a great juror for this because I like haven't been following the story that
Yeah.
much. Because it's also like, who are you going to find that doesn't like know Blake and Justin
I
in
know.
this like case? Actually, I feel like you could probably find some people in New York that are like, what?
Yeah, that's true. Well, there has been like a campaign, like a smear campaign against her.
Yeah.
So that doesn't really work in her
No,
favor
that's
because
so
now
true.
people are bringing up videos from her from 2007 to her and Parker Posey being mean to that woman.
Yeah.
You know, like it hasn't been great.
No, it has not.
So
You're
I'd kind
so
of
true.
maybe be like, let's keep all the people
Keep
out
it
of
simple. Keep it clean.
Keep it clean, honey. But then that judge might be like, I hate you. I don't. God, I'm like, I don't know.
I know. It's crazy. Like the justice system is crazy when you think about it.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
Jurors are crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So, okay. I know I got a little distracted. Okay. So this is when TikTok is like, we sense a rift, like that we talked about because there's lack of photos. And then the Hollywood Reporter reports a feud between Blake and Justin. But it doesn't affect the movie, Claire. The movie is
No.
doing great. The movie is on its way to make $350 million globally.
What do you know what it was made for?
I think it was made for like 100 maybe.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it's like it's gonna do well, and they knew.
Yeah, they knew.
I mean, they knew
all press is good press.
exactly.
So they say.
Exactly. And now I know, like, I'm just kind of repeating what we've been talking about. I knew that this would happen, but so then public sentiment really turns against Blake in August 2024, and Blake's team is like, this is not fair because now the whole world is, you know, piling on.
Yeah.
You could say. And it's not good. And so Blake says that she's receiving online threats, which, I mean, God, people were intense.
It's also like, again, guys, I know this is all fascinating and we're talking about it, but we don't actually know these people. So get a grip.
It was bringing me back to the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial.
Oh my God. We were never on Johnny Depp's side on that.
Never. And
it felt very lonely.
it felt shockingly lonely. And we saw
I think that
some things.
in hindsight, people will change their tune on that one.
I mean, we saw like posts and of support of Johnny of some people that we knew and old friends and current friends that were liking his stuff.
Yeah.
And I just was like, I was baffled.
Yeah, same.
I was like, this man is so dangerous.
Yeah.
So anyway, so then Blake goes public. December 21st, 2024, she files the official complaint. The bombshell coverage from the New York Times sends ripples throughout Hollywood.
Where she's like, stop defaming me, basically. Is that what she's saying?
Oh, this is when she files a complaint against Justin for sexual harassment.
Oh, in December 2024? So like way after. Okay.
Yes. Because, yeah, it was like a couple months that like all of this was building.
Yeah.
And then she officially files. Wayfair and Justin's public relations representative, Melissa Nathan, and Jennifer Abel. I'm like, were one of those Johnny Depp's? I think, right?
Maybe.
I think so. Who are also named in the complaint, which includes dozens of emails and text exchanges as evidence for her claims that the team engaged in social manipulation campaign to destroy her reputation. Those texts are public, and they're basically like, it's working.
About Justin's team?
Yes, that they're all like, look at, did you see that one TikTok? And he responds being like, I did, good job, team. So then all of a sudden you're like, Justin is not this sweet little feminist, is he?
No. And you know what Dorinda Medley always says? Say it, forget it, write it, regret it. And it's so true.
It's so true.
God.
So all of them are like, yes, like we're going to be the good guys. And they're all like, Justin, you look really good right now. And he's like, you guys have done so much for me. Like, really appreciate you. That's when I was just like, let's destroy this man.
Oh, she's ready.
I'm sorry. Then I did turn. You know, I'm not sorry. I was grossed out.
Yeah. Like, you don't have to
I was like,
apologize
God,
to
it's a
anyone.
tale as old as time. So,
They're burning all the witches, even if you aren't one.
one.
I don't know what the melody is.
I know. I was like, wait.
I don't know where we were
What
going.
is the melt?
They're burning all the witches, even if you aren't one.
Aren't one.
So light me up.
Light me up.
Light me up.
Light me up.
Light me up. Go ahead and light me up. Okay.
Oh, that should be the song
Yes.
for the carousel. I did something bad. Why does it feel so good?
Oh, God.
Oh,
One
God.
of my favorites.
So then.
See if that makes the cut.
Yeah. Put it in. So then 10 days later, who files a lawsuit against her?
Justin.
Justin's like, you know what? Fuck you guys. I am going to file a $400 million lawsuit against you, Blake, and
Ryan.
And Leslie Sloan, the actress's public relation representative at Vision PR.
She's like, fuck.
And she's like, oh, God. She's like, I've already had, like, it's been a long journey with this one.
We were in the Spotify lobby when we saw that. I'll never forget.
Oh,
and
that's
I was like,
right.
oh, $400 million.
$400 million. I know. Because you go as high as you can. Because, like, you know, if he wins,
it's gonna
like,
come down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably come down to, like, I don't know actually how this kind of stuff works. I'm not going to put out a number. But he's like, there's extortion. What's extortion again?
Extortion. It is when I think, oh God, they were just talking about this on Real Housewives of Orange County. I think it's like when you're saying that someone's doing something bad.
Yes.
Or is it to get someone to tell you something? Because Emily Simpson was saying that like Tamra or someone was doing extortion on Real Housewives of Orange County. God, these women teach us so much.
God, they really do.
Even though I have no
Legal
idea what
stuff.
extortion is still.
Yeah,
But,
we knew at one point.
Yeah.
Defamation.
Defamation is
Like your character.
Yeah.
And claims related to breach of contract, among several other things. He's joined by Wayfair and its chief executive, James Heath, again, that little asshole. And in response, Lively's attorneys write in a statement, this is an age-old story. A woman speaks up with concrete evidence of sexual harassment and retaliation, and the abuser attempts to turn the tables on the victim. So... Wow. February 3rd, 2025, Brian Friedman, the Justin's attorney, who is an amazing attorney.
Oh, who else has he done?
I don't actually know, but like the whole internet right now is like, I wish I had him like in my life for anything. Like he's really good at talking. He's really good at responses.
God, can you imagine being like an attorney that people are like,
I know, like I
Kris
think,
Jenner for Robert
like,
Shapiro?
Literally, I think he got like the best attorney like in the game. He goes head to head in a New York City courtroom with Blake's attorneys over how much he can share with the press. Because then you kind of have to be like, we got to reel this in at some point, so it's not all public, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume.
Because just recently, Blake has asked for the court documents that are exchanged, like when they're actually in there to be private, and that's been accepted.
Well, you don't want it in the public because then the public can take it and run with it like what we've been seeing.
Right.
I feel.
Like, so they got to like simmer it down.
And also to be like, we don't want them to know that we have this.
Right. No, that's very, very true.
God, can you imagine being a lawyer and presenting evidence and everyone's like,
because within a court, you have to...
I think you do have to present your evidence to the judge though first.
To the judge, and then you have to tell the other side.
I think
that you
you're
have
going to do it.
Nothing can be sneaky,
Yeah,
right?
I don't think so. Oh, God, the movies.
God, the movies. So right now, where we kind of stand is that a trial is set for March 2026.
What?
Oh shit! I kept reading that as 2025. Yeah, 2026.
We have to wait a year?
A judge has ruled that any communications that could injure private individuals, including Blake's celebrity friends, would only be viewable to the lawyers.
Wait, what? What'd you say?
Like, they can't be releasing Taylor Swift stuff anymore, essentially, is what the judge has just said. Like, so everything has to be very, like, quiet. And that's kind of where we stand right now.
And I think it's been confirmed that Taylor has distanced herself from Blake.
It's been on, like, the Daily Mail and the Sun and stuff.
Oh, well, that's not reliable.
I know. Like, there's been no, like, people statement about it, but they haven't been out to dinner together recently. I'll tell you that much.
I know. It's kind of interesting to me because I almost see Taylor, like, grasping onto Blake more of being like, I have been in your position where the world hates you and wants to make you the villain. I will stand by you in this. And I can also see, though, her being like, I've been through enough drama in my life. Please don't bring me into this. I support you, but don't bring me into it in this way.
Right. Like, she may have felt betrayed that she took it legally there with the text exchange and felt like that should have been run by me, because I do think she's very protective of that side of
I completely agree.
So I don't know. I mean, I'd want to stay by a friend in this situation, but I also am not a huge celebrity that's been through like the world bashing you too, like Taylor has.
Yeah.
So she probably is like, don't get me involved.
Oh my God.
But that's where we are for now until we hear more information.
Wow, Tess, well done.
Thank you so much.
Like, well done. That was
Thank you.
for lack of a better term, fun.
You know, when you don't really think about what it's about,
Yeah.
it feels fun because it's
drama.
just like they said this, and it is very dramatic. And, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say, actually.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm so curious of what more comes out. I mean, these things are always a he said, she said. So it's really like complicated.
3 sides of the truth.
I know. And then even these texts are being like, well, she's friendly towards him. And like, it's like all that stuff where it's like, how do you really prove her to be wrong unless he sends her a text and she says, you're making me uncomfortable. Please don't send this. Like, it's always kind of like, well,
but
she could have been.
Even if they did do that, someone probably be like, but she still showed up on set. So how uncomfortable
Exactly.
could she really
like
felt?
she still texted him back. So if she really thought he was a predator, she wouldn't have even texted him. So it's just like, I just urge everyone. I know like we have also a lot of listeners that like really don't like her.
I don't love her either. I think she's really annoying.
I don't like her either, but I hope that she gets justice in this.
Same.
Because it also sets a precedent for Hollywood is such like a microcosm of the entire world, and it sets a precedent that women can come forward and get justice. And there's some statistic that's like 98% of women that come forward are fully telling the truth. And the 2%, which is such a small number, whatever reason that is, out of fear or spite or whatever, that's 2%. And we cannot focus on the 2%.
Exactly.
I think we really should focus on that these are truthful and women don't want to do this.
Why would anyone ever want to tell this publicly?
No. And she doesn't need the money.
No.
And the movie's done and she's not doing a sequel.
She doesn't need
like
the fame.
I think she's really trying to, make a point for other women. And I appreciate that.
Same.
So.
Oh, man. I can't wait to get talking with you guys about this one.
I know. I'm so curious. I think it's going to be it's always very divisive.
It's going to be polarizing.
It's going to be polarizing. And that's why we did it. Because we need our numbers to go up.
That's right. So send this to a friend, please.
Yes, please send it to a friend. As always, follow us on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and all of the things at Right Answers Mostly.
Please subscribe on Spotify or Apple Podcasts if you haven't already. You can also comment in Spotify on the bottom and get the conversation started about this episode. Please share on social media. Please share with a friend. And join our premium channel. You're only getting half the story unless you're on premium.
It's true. Premium's so fun. 3 bonus episodes a month.
Yes.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. We'd love to do it.
We really do. Well, we love you guys.
See you later.
See you next week.
We got to go.
We have to go. It kills me every time.